102 years ago, Toledoans were battling the Great Spanish Flu outbreak of 1918, which took millions of lives in this country. Tonight, Lou Hebert gives us a glimpse at how Toledo was responding to that epidemic.
The epidemic came slowly to Toledo in the Midwest. News of the day was all about the war in Europe and America's part in it. So little notice was paid to the occasional story in September of 1918 of flu running through the U.S. military camps, until H.C. Wagoner, Toledo's health commissioner, warned that influenza could be coming to Toledo. And it did. A few days later, the first area victim was Charles Lawrence in North Baltimore, died at a training center in Chicago. His death the first of many to follow. By October 1st, the influenza was here, but Toledo Mayor Cornell Schreiber dithered and didn't do anything, thought the epidemic here would not be bad. But the flu deaths were starting to be noted in the newspaper. Toledo's hospitals started banning visitors as doctors and nurses understood what could happen if it got out of control. Finally, Toledo did follow state guidelines, and the mayor shut down the city. Stay-at-home orders, if you will, closing saloons and bars and movie houses. But this grim wave was crashing quickly on the city. Hundreds of new cases reported each day, too many deaths, spelling tragedy for many families, not just in Toledo, but throughout Northwest Ohio. Finally, the flu deaths started to wane in November, and with Germany losing the war, it was felt we had won the war against the flu. But the grim toll didn't stop. Toledo would record at least 700 deaths, and tens of thousands sickened, in a surge of suffering that lasted for 2 months. For the families who buried loved ones, the suffering would last a lifetime. Lou Hebert, WTOL 11.